Will all South Africans heed the calls by the leaders to denounce xenophobia? How best can sport be utilized to unite Africans? Are the PSL teams accepting of players from other African countries a sign of brotherhood? What lessons can be learned from King Goodwill Zwelithini's reconciliatory imbizo? What time is it? It's question time. Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Mpho Tsedu. Hashtag Say No To Xenophobia and hashtag We Are One. These remain trending hashtags aimed towards quelling the flames of xenophobic attacks that have been raging in some parts of the country for 2 weeks. From politicians, traditional leaders, musicians and sports people to worshippers and cultural activists, the message is one: these attacks must stop. Football in South Africa could not have been at the level it is had it not been with the assistance of players and coaches from other countries, particularly those from across the African continent. But how can sport be used as a unifying tool? A reminder that this is a live program, and therefore you can air your views by calling us on the following numbers: 011 714 6841, 6842 or 6843, 011 714 6841 42 or 43. But before we go into the program today, let us firstly take a look at what has been said about this main subject.
This is not an issue that we can be quiet about. It's an issue that runs completely contrary to our whole history, where we want to defeat the phenomenon of Wituka and Rooiduka. We defeated the question of racial segregation and separation. We defeated all of that. And when people are driven out of the areas where they live, simply on the basis that they are defined differently, then for our society it's a problem. And we in football, there's no doubt that we are part of Africa. We can only play against African teams. We only can speak in wonderful ways of praising how we were received. Sheikh Mashaba can talk to you about how we were received in Equatorial Guinea and Gabon, and whoever we want to play, they are ready. We even now spoke to the people of Malawi, of Mozambique, and tomorrow I'm going to Mozambique, to the people of Zimbabwe, and they are ready to play against us.
And that wasn't the only person who spoke out about this at the Luthuli House this morning, but also the chairperson of the Orlando Pirates Football Club, Dr. Ivan Khoza, also had something to say.
We are coming at the tipping end of the problem. Where is that offensive intelligence to tell us there's something going on somewhere? Most importantly, chairperson, ANC had the most effective street committees. ANCs were the moral authority to arrest, because for every corner of this country, ANC is represented. Where are those people?
And indeed, those are just some of the people who have been speaking out on this subject. But we also want to hear from you as viewers of Question Time. The number to dial, 011 714 6841 42 or 43. But right now, we're going to take a quick break. When we return, we'll be taking your calls and I'll be introducing our guests as well.
Sup, peeps? I heard some people don't bother voting. They say it makes no difference. If only they knew. Nearly 400 councillors won by fewer than 250 votes in the last local elections. One vote is all it takes to win an award, and that one vote is mine. Boom!
Welcome back. This question time you're watching. My guest in studio, Mr. David Tidiera, is the chairman at Black Leopards Football Club. And we had also spoken and confirmed the attendance of Bobby Mtaung, Kaizer Chiefs Football Club General Manager. However, he has not arrived, but we have with us Mr. David Tidiera. Tidiera, welcome to Question Time.
Well, thank you, Mpho, and thanks to your viewers. And
indeed, like I had said, please give us a call on 011-714 6841, 6842 or 6843. Mr. Tidiera, let us talk about the xenophobia problem which has been unfolding for the past 2-3 weeks or so. Football plays a very important role in uniting people. How do you feel about this?
Man, we at Black Leopards, we feel it so bad that black against black we are fighting amongst ourselves, which shows that we don't love ourselves, we don't like ourselves, because I don't see reason why Africans must fight against other Africa. People are here from outside the country to help us. They bring different skills. And I think the problem, when I think that's my own personal opinion, that I think we don't know where we're coming from. And we think South Africa is not in Africa. You will often hear people saying, I'm going to Africa, when he's going to Zimbabwe or Malawi or Tanzania. Then you fail to understand, why does he say he's going to Africa? Because we are in Africa. Yeah. Instead of simply say, I'm going to Zimbabwe or Africa, I'm going to Malawi. So I think we don't know where we're coming from. And I think also it's a young generation maybe who does not know how South Africa became what they are today. Okay. Because we suffered a lot. We suffered a lot. People like us, we used to use white toilet. There's a black toilet. When you buy orange juice on your way to wherever you're going, there's a window where need blankets where you must go and what. But what surprised me, the money was going the same. So they never suffered. And but I don't understand. I think it needs a prayer from all of our. I will invite all other people who know who Jesus Christ is to kneel down and pray for this country, because I really don't understand why we're doing this to our own brothers.
Hold the thought there. Adam is in Mpolokwane. Welcome. Adam?
How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for calling.
Hey, I'm sorry, boss. You know what happened, boss? What you are doing is number one is excellent. Keep on doing like that, because you are educating more people to know we are all Africans. No matter why, no matter I go to Mozambique, no matter I go to which country, no matter I go there with a problem, only my problem, not the problem of someone. Those people, they must see how I get there. Not to kick each other, not to kill each other. See that burning each other, someone, a father of another family, just killing him. Is it like, just imagine, they think the father is looking for something to eat for us, then they hear that the father is no more. Yeah. How do you feel, boss?
Okay. Adam, thank you very much.
I'm from abroad. I know I'm from Zimbabwe. And I check news even before this. Al Jazeera, what I see what is happening. What is horrible? No matter those white people, they are kicking now like Yemen, like where Syria. Like I check everything. It is horrible. It's not good. I don't know what's happening really to the people, to their minds. We are people. We know we are different from animals, but our minds can say this is right, this is no. Why do people kill each other? What is going on? Really, boss?
Okay, Adam, perhaps if I may just find out from you, have you experienced any form of segregation or antagonism?
Exactly, it's true. It's true.
Okay. Thanks, Adam. Now, Mr. Tidiera, you running a successful football club in South Africa, and you have actually, you've developed a lot of football stars today and coaches as well. The Sakalas of this world have been with you. Kingston Nkata is your product as well,
Yeah, he is.
Talk to me about, perhaps looking at the contribution which players like Nkata in a team like Black Leopards, in a team like Kaizer Chiefs, a team like SuperSport United, and Jacob Sakala as coach, being of foreign origin, if we may call them that, and the type of contribution they make in the development of sport?
They add a value in our teams. What happens is that we go out and look for people who can add value in the club. That's why when they're here, you will see the other clubs also, they're interested in them, they buy them from us. People like Jacob Zakala, they go and coach a bigger team than us and all these things. Because, you know, they come here to add value. We don't just go outside and get somebody who's not bringing a skill here. They bring a skill here, they help us to grow like a team. That's why today we've got a brand like Black Leopards. It's because of the people who are from outside, Malawi, Zimbabwe, DRC. They're all there at the university.
Actually, I suspect you have a second team in Zimbabwe because
you know, in Zimbabwe, you know, being vendor, you know, those are our neighbors. Charity begins at home. Okay. We are right at the Mpho. The Mpho is next to Zimbabwe. It's near. You drive there 2 hours. 2 hours, you're back.
Okay. Ntama, you're calling us from Durban.
Good afternoon, Mpho.
Yes.
Yeah, and in fact, it pains me, Mpho, to see ourselves, to find ourselves in this predicament as a result of senseless individuals who chose to take matters in their own hands, and then hence we are facing with the situation. I'm a Zulu myself, a proud Zulu, but I did not need a king to actually tell me that what has been done in the Zulu's name, it was wrong. I didn't even hesitate to understand what he said when he was saying something in Pongolo related to that fact. But to find people doing such things on other human beings, individuals, other fellow Africans, it really pains me. But now I think maybe the efforts that are going on, I think maybe we'll go a long way in actually trying to sort out this problem. I think as we're talking right now, I think sports maybe can play a bigger role. But what I was thinking, maybe what if maybe we organize maybe a ceremonial match, like sort of in these coming days, like to actually try and bring all these forces together and then understand that we're actually living in one continent.
Okay.
All right.
Tama, thanks very much. Mr. Chair, how can the game of football be used to unite or to reunite this disintegrating communities?
I think PSL, we have started the last weekend where the captains read a message to the soccer-loving people before we play the game. I think we spent 5-10 minutes doing that. We must just keep on educating these people, and the law also must take its course. You know, for these people, because some of them, I think, there's criminality involved, and because, for example, you go to somebody's shop or spaza shop, you loot everything, you take everything, you go away. Like we were hearing from the news this morning that Mr. Elias Sitole was stabbed to death. He's a street vendor.
Yes.
And a person is trying to make living, not stealing from anybody. So there's also criminality involved. Okay. And I'm happy that I heard that the people who killed Mr. Sitole, 3 of them, they're behind bars.
Yes.
There's one is running, and I also commend the people from Alex, because I believe, according to the police spokesperson, they played a very important role. So mine will be to encourage more people, to help, because the police cannot do this themselves. Okay. We have to help the police to apprehend these people. This will come to an end.
Okay. Ephraim, you're calling us from Toronto. Welcome.
Yes. Good evening. How are you?
We're doing very well. Thanks for calling.
Okay. So, Mr. Tsedu.
Yes.
The South African citizens love their country, and they do love the fellow Africans. And the problem is that some of these Africans, whom we call them foreigners in our country, some of them are here to provide skills which we do not have, and others do not have that skill. and they are the ones who are doing these crimes. That is why in some quarters they do not want these foreigners. But not all are doing these crimes, you see. That is why this violence is escalating everywhere. You see, the Ethiopians and the Somalians, they are here for business. And there are those who are from the neighboring countries who came in illegally. They are the ones who are persuading this violence because they kill during the night. In Thoyando, you cannot walk on foot. If you walk on foot, you will come across them. They will ask you, you give money or cell phone or they kill you. That's it, Mr. Mpho.
Okay, thanks very much, Mr. Ephraim, calling us from Thoyando. We're going to take a quick break. When you return, we'll continue taking your calls. This question time. Please don't go away. Welcome back. You're still watching Question Time. My guest today is Mr. David Tidiera, is the chairman of Black Leopards Football Club, and we had invited Kaizer Chiefs Football Club, and Bobby Mutaung had agreed that he was going to be here, but he didn't come. Call us 011 714 6841 42 or 43. We'll be taking your calls now. Mr. Tidiera, I want you to just paint a picture for us. How would South African football fraternity look like without foreign African players and coaches?
I think we won't be able to grow. Remember, those people from Africa, from Tanzania, from besides South Africa,
yes,
we were not included in FIFA,
yes,
because of the situation in our country, and those have been there, so they've got definitely expertise. We cannot go and learn from Europe before we know things in our own backyard. So those people from our neighboring country, as we are in Africa, they've got a big role to play. To do things. They've been there. They've tested the test of time, and it's us now who are learning from them as well. That's why we are allowed by our association to use 5 foreigners per club to reinforce what we have.
Okay.
Yes, and the same like the coaches, coaches from around here, they are learning a lot also from outside the country,
yes,
from our neighboring countries. So what is important for us is to be together. What also pains me, Mpho, is that when you go to Zimbabwe tomorrow, you go to Malawi, you go to Tanzania, we'll mention the place I went Black Leopards was involved there. We're treated with respect.
Actually, we'll talk about that. I want us to perhaps get it from the horse's mouth, how the treatment was. But firstly, let's get to hear what Harry has to say. Harry, you're calling us from Tongati.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, Mpho, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you, sir. What I want to say is, sir, when in 94, right, the ANC government took off, right? They took off and what they did is a very wrong thing. That they took all the defense force out from the borders and they put policemen. The policemen, we are so short of policemen, right? And they opened the borders and people just came in. They came in, like they came in like a soil erosion, right? And this country got full of most of the places, the foreigners, right? They got their shops, tuck shops on those things, and they start doing business. And now you must understand our country, our people here in the country, right? There is so much of starvation, and people got no houses, nothing here, right? And those people are living better than the people what is here.
Okay, Harry, I'm battling to get your point. What are you saying about the xenophobia that is happening now?
No, you see what is happening now, the people that like Somalians and all the people that came here, they open tuck shops, supermarkets or whatever it is, right? They're running their business, right? But the people from here, our own people, right? They cannot live. In fact, they came here, they are living better than us. And our own people are starving.
Okay.
Here. They go to bed with no food, nothing. That is...
Okay, Harry, I'm battling to hear you. I think you may call us again. Perhaps we'll hear you clearer. But Mr. Tsedu, you were saying when you were playing across the continent, the treatment was okay.
Yeah, was, yes, definitely.
So
definitely.
Then how do you then feel when perhaps the same people who received you well when you were playing outside the shores are now treated badly?
As I said, it pains me to see what is happening. That's why I'm saying I think it's because we don't know where we're coming from. We don't accept ourselves as people. South Africa is in Africa. That's if they cannot only understand that South Africa is a part of Africa,
yes,
and where we are coming from, where we are going to, we will stop this fighting amongst ourselves.
Okay. So what is going to happen, I guess, from now onwards? Yes, the messages of support and condemnation have started.
I think the important thing is the law must take its course.
Okay.
All South Africans, those who are South Africans, yes, not the hooligans, the criminals, all those South Africans, I'm talking about the people in South Africa, a part of Africa, who accept themselves as Africans. We must go all out and help the police to get all these criminals put behind the bars. And I think that will bring this down. We are all saying no to xenophobia. Let's not fight amongst ourselves.
Well, the self-hatred, like you're saying, perhaps it's something that goes way deeper than, what people are seeing at face value. It may be a colonial mentality that other Africans still have. Yeah,
that I can't disagree with you. I agree with you, but we must take it out. I mean, hence I'm saying the South Africans must try to explain or to teach those who doesn't understand that South Africa is in Africa.
Okay.
And we are all Africans.
Okay.
So once we do that, and we don't hate ourselves, because this is to hate ourselves. When I go out and just start chopping you down with an axe, doing all these barbaric things.
Okay. Perhaps finally, a message from Black Leopards Football Club to the families of those who may have perished already, and some of those who are displaced and traumatized, as we wrap up.
Mine will be to say, as Black Leopards, we are with them. We feel the pains they are feeling, we are feeling it as well. And we will ask the God, to accept what have happened. And also for us to pray for them that, this must not continue.
Okay.
This must come to an end.
Thanks very much, Mr. Tsedu, for the time. This must come to an end. This must continue. Indeed, those are the words against xenophobia. That was Question Time for today. A big thank you to our guest and to you for watching the show. We welcome your feedback. Our email address, questiontime@sabc.co.za. Our Twitter handle is @questiontime24. You can also follow me on Twitter @Mpho Tsedu. From me and the crew, have yourself a wonderful time. Goodbye.